Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
Good to have you along this morning. 56 degrees, cooled down, but it doesn't feel that cool because it's so darn humid out there.
Boy, we've been battling that the last few days, haven't we?
Yeah, especially, well, actually all day, but in the morning you can really see it.
Yeah.
But, hey, you look good in white, man. I gotta tell you.
Thanks, Dave. Yeah, I've got my white T-shirt on today.
You got your happy KBBN 40th anniversary.
Yes.
Happy anniversary shirt on.
Yeah.
That's a nice one.
Yeah. I'm representing us out in the public today.
What's this other hat, though?
What? That's my Wrigleyville hat. My Chicago Cubs hat.
Wrigleyville?
Yeah.
Wow.
I was just, I'm very, I don't know if I should have wore this or not. I'm very worried.
Why?
Really about the next 2+ hours, to be honest with you.
2+ hours?
Yeah. Well, I'm headed to McCook.
Yeah, that's 2 hours.
And I've got a couple of companions going with me. Larry's going to help me call the game.
You're right.
And I believe, is Billy here?
Yeah, he's here.
We're taking Billy with us. Now, last night, the St. Louis Cardinals just completely whipped up on the Chicago Cubs. And I don't know. I'm just afraid it could be a long trip for me.
It's going to be.
With Billy and the fact that St. Louis pretty well whipped us last night.
At least the first hour.
But I'm not the one thing Billy and I always agree on is you don't be a fair weather fan. You support your team through the good and the bad.
Oh, I agree completely.
So, yeah, you bandwagon hopper when it comes to teams. So I decided I'm still going to wear the Wrigleyville hat today. So,
well, it's going to be a fun ride. Actually, you get together.
It will be. Yeah, looking forward to it.
And then when you get there, you're going to get to see hopefully some really good, sharp baseball played on a McCook field. And Minden and Broken Bow. Minden is the top seed.
Yep.
And Broken Bow has been preparing for this all year. This is what you shoot for, the regional, the chance to go to state, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think it has a chance to be a very wide-open tournament. Mm-hmm. So Broken Bow is the 6th seed, but they're 1-1 against Ogallala, who's in the tournament. I think they're 1-1 against Holdridge, who's in the tournament. They're 1-1 on the season against McCook, who's in the tournament. They're 0-2 against Gothenburg, but both games have been decided by 1 run. And they haven't seen Minden yet. So when you start to look behind the seeding, I think it's going to be a very competitive, fun, wide-open tournament.
Going to be fun to listen to. It starts at 11 o'clock today on KBBN.
Yep.
And we'll look forward to that. And ahead of that, we're going to have a very special broadcast this morning on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Right after the news at 8, Jeremy Shipe will be at the Nebraska Linemen's Rodeo, which is being held here at the Custer County Fairgrounds. And that's quite a sight to see. They'd love for you to come out. There's no charge to see it. You can sit in the grandstands under the shade. Nice breeze up there. I think the cool thing about it is, the poles are out there. They actually put the poles in the ground out in the arena. And that's quite a sight. And then because you're up in that grandstand, you're kind of eye level. And so you get a great view of what they're competing and what they're doing. It's all about safety and doing it quickly. And it's a lot of fun to watch. And they're very proud of what they do, as they should be. So be some teams in from all over. And that's going to be discussed this morning during the breakfast show.
Sounds good.
I'm going to let you go in a moment.
Okay.
Before I do that, though, I want to thank Hot Rocket Fireworks, A1 Auto Repair in Arnold, the Grocery Cart here in Broken Bow, Brad White Equipment in Broken Bow, and RT Ace Hardware in Broken Bow. They were the sponsors of the Dave promo, which took place yesterday. Professional mowing took place up at Myrna, right across from the football field at the Williams place. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. We had a great time.
Good.
And Ryan started up the steel trimmer, and let me tell you, you talk about a demo. It was hard to get Ryan to quit.
Yeah.
He got her revved up and going, and then handed it over to Carla and the boys, and they'll be able to use that for a long, long time. and I did some mowing for the Williams family, and it was a whole lot of fun. So thanks to those businesses, and thank you, everybody, for having fun with us on that promotion. It's been a real kick, and I think Jeremy and Cadence really got a lot of stories from the guys about some of their injuries that they have had over the summer and summers past, and it was quite a day. So thank you very much, and thanks to those sponsors. And Joe mentioned from Ace Hardware, it's fun just to do something that's not so serious once in a while, and with the world the way it is, we've had a lot of fun with this. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Now, drive careful.
Okay.
Please, drive careful. And I'll try to play a little music for you guys, but I know that you'll be mostly talking baseball.
Sports might be a topic of conversation with the three of us.
Oh, no,
I'm
really?
guessing.
Well, you'd expect that, no doubt about it. So, have a safe trip. We'll look forward to the call, you and Larry, and calling the game, and good luck to Broken Bow. We want you to come back and come back a winner. If you don't, then, as Mr. Tyke Arnold used to say, bow your neck, boys.
There you go. Yes, there you go. I like that.
There you go. All right, music for you from Tom Jones. FM at just before 11 o'clock, we'll have the call. They'll start the pregame for you. And as we mentioned, we'll be going out to the fairgrounds here in the 8 o'clock hour for the Nebraska Linemen's Rodeo. And Jeremy Shipe will be Facebook Live that as well. So we've got things going here this morning, a lot of things happening. I want to tell you a little bit about what's going on at the Prairie Pioneer Center today real quick, as their menu for this Friday includes chef salad with a taco meat and fruit and club crackers available. The number to call if you'd like to have a meal is 872-6121. Let them know you're coming by 9 o'clock this morning. They'd appreciate that. And you're welcome to come in and enjoy a meal with them. Speaking of good meals, well, the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow has good meals all the time for you. And if you haven't heard about their drive-through situation now that's exploded, go out there right now and have one of those breakfast sandwiches and just pull up and ask for one. They've got a menu there for you, and you can have a breakfast on the go every morning at the Tumbleweed Cafe. They'd love to have you stop inside as well and sit down and maybe have some eggs and bacon and toast and coffee. They do that. And you can get breakfast throughout the day. All their hours that they're open, you can order breakfast, except for, of course, pancakes and that sort of thing that come off the griddle that they have to switch over for the noon lunch. But otherwise, you can get all the breakfast menu on your table throughout their opening hours, and they're just ready to go for you. Don't forget that Tumbleweed also has the back room there that they can put meetings and parties in and cater you right there. They love to do that for you. Of course, on Sunday is the buffet, and that is something that is, very, very popular. And you just know you're going to find, chicken and beef and pork and green beans and corn and mashed potatoes and gravy and dessert. And you're going to walk out fully satisfied on Sunday. And you can also order off the menu on Sundays as well. But again, don't forget about their drive-through. And you can call ahead and order a cheeseburger and fries, or their anything off of their menu they can box up for you, and you can pick it up. But also don't forget about the service now, where you can get casseroles that are ready to put in the oven and heat up when you get home at night. They are open for the restaurant side until 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you can drive through between 4 and 6 and pick up all of those delicious casseroles that are available for you to warm up. You won't have to heat up the kitchen this time of year. You can just put it in the oven for just a little bit and enjoy it with the family. So Tumbleweed Cafe is open 7 days a week. They'd love to have you stop in anytime. And by the way, the Tumbleweed Cafe is sponsoring our broadcast of the Custer County Fair Parade coming up in the very near future. They've done that for so many years. The family just says, yep, we'll sponsor the broadcast. So when you hear the broadcast on that Saturday afternoon at 5:30, it's all brought to you by the Tumbleweed Cafe in Broken Bow. All right, we're going to switch gears now and play the game. We'll do that with a Pizza Hut gift this time around. Let's see what we have here. We have a personal pan pizza. That is the prize. And we're going to move into a new category. Let's test your movie knowledge with a quiz about 3 summer blockbusters. All right, here we go. Which movie released in 1975 is known as the father of summer blockbusters? Is it The Godfather, Jaws, Toy Story, or Indiana Jones and Temple of the Doom? That's kind of a tough question because those were all big movies. But this was back, and here's your hint, back in 1975, known as the father of summer blockbusters. The Godfather, Jaws, Toy Story, Indiana Jones, and Temple of the Doom are your choices. Call us at 872-2801 and win yourself a personal pan pizza at the Pizza Hut.
Varney Health Mart is proud to be your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy. Battle allergy symptoms with 24-hour Relief Zyrtec 10 mg tablets. Your choice of 30 CT tablets or 25 CT liquid gels at $19.99. Pick up Sustain eye drops for long-lasting dry eye relief 15 ml. Original or 10 ml ultra high performing for $13.99. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Start checking items off your warm weather to-do list with the help of Ansley Lumber and Supply. They have the materials you need. LP Smart Siding, featuring premium diamond coat technology, will protect your home for years to come. To protect from the top, ask about shingles and other roofing options. Need to rework or build a deck? Ansley Lumber has great material options there too. Strong, high-quality materials to keep your home safe and strong for years, all from their friendly, knowledgeable staff to help you along the way. Ansley Lumber and Supply, Main Street, Ansley. And we have Sue on the line. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for calling in. How's things up in the beautiful Sandhills?
It's really beautiful. It has greened up so nicely, and we've been getting showers off and on. So
yeah, it's been amazing. You get those little jags of 5, 10, 15, 20 hundredths, and you put them together in a week's time, and it comes out pretty nice, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yeah, I'm glad it's going well for you, especially after the terrible fire. We needed just that, so glad to hear it. I know there's recovery in the years ahead here, but it's good to hear we're getting a good start.
That's true.
All right, your question is, Sue from the Sandhills, here we go. The father of summer blockbusters. This was in 1975. Was it The Godfather, Jaws, Toy Story, Indiana Jones, or Temple of the Doom?
Jaws.
That is correct. Let me ring the bell here. That is right. It's kind of weird, too, because I think the History Channel, or one of the channels right now, is featuring documentary pieces on Jaws like all week or something like that. Not Jaws, but on sharks. And they are a fascinating part of our ocean, that's for sure. But thanks, Sue, for calling in. And you did a pretty good Jaws theme there.
And I love the memorable quote, "We're going to need a bigger boat."
That is a classic, isn't it?
It is.
Thanks, Sue. Appreciate it. Come see us.
I will. Thank you so much.
You bet. Take care.
Bye.
All right, Sue. Thanks a lot for calling in. And yes, that is correct. It was Jaws, but those were all big films. But 1975 is when Jaws was released. And remember going to the movie theater and seeing that and jumping out of our shoes when the big old white shark laid up on that boat and ate the captain. That's what happened with that, right? Okay, the State Fair has just announced that they're going to be having an additional show this year, a very exciting one for folks who love the old classic rock bands. And this was probably one of the earlier, I don't even know if they'd be called a classic rock band. I guess they would be. But they're going to be performing at the State Fair this year, Three Dog Night. and meet some of the staff if you haven't been in for a while. They're all very, very nice people who will take care of you in any way. Mostly they'll just be very friendly and give you any, anything that you want that's there. And, of course, if you can't find what you want, if you have some special spirit that you're looking for, ask them about that. They'll see what they can do about finding that for you. They're real good about that as well. And remember, at the Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow, Stan just make sure that all of the refreshments in the coolers, pop, beer, whatever the case may be, is right on the edge of freezing. So when you put it in the cooler and put ice on it, you're actually warming it up just a bit. And it's kind of nice because if you don't have a cooler with you and you're picking up something, you're going to take it home or, to maybe somebody's house, sit down and enjoy one another's company, the fluid will be cold when you get there. And you can put it in the fridge when you get there because, he makes sure it's cool. And they are just cool people there. And they're open 7 days a week at the Whiskey Barrel, located right across from Gateway Motors, right between Subway and Vet Care on the south side of the highway by the First Avenue stoplight. Stop in and see them soon. They'd love to have you stop in. And by the way, they always make sure their prices are right in the middle, right around fair. In fact, fair all the time because they don't do any glitzy specials. They just watch their competition. They have a markup that they need to make a living, and they just keep it simple and as the best they can, make the prices as competitive as they can with other vendors. The Whiskey Barrel in Broken Bow, Nebraska. We'll be right back.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
For over a century, AM radio has evolved to meet the needs of our community. More than 80 million listeners depend on AM radio each month. It's also the backbone of the emergency alert system, keeping us safe in dangerous times. A new bill in Congress would ensure this free, reliable service remains in cars. Text AM to 52886 and tell Congress to support the AM radio for every vehicle act.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
7:56, and it is Cat Stevens' birthday today. He's also known as Yusuf Islam, as he changed his name from Cat Stevens many years ago and kind of disappeared, sold all his studio equipment, all of his belongings, and disappeared for a number of years. Long time, but he has recently reappeared and sounds just as good as he did many years ago in the 60s and 70s. He had a lot of hits, and he continues his music career now. And he's 75 today. Cat Stevens is 75 today. And here he is on The Breakfast Show.
As I'm being followed by a moon shadow, moon shadow, moon shadow, leaping and hopping on a
Janet Lawhorn.
Together, we can give your long-term retirement strategy the attention it deserves. Stop by our office on the north side of the square in Broken Bow or visit edwardjones.com. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
8:03, 61 degrees outside under a sunny sky this morning. Winds are light out of the southwest. Barometric pressure at 30.21. So it's been pretty steady, bounced around a little bit this morning, but steady now. Humidity is high at 97%. As we said, it's a bit sticky out there and has been the last few mornings. High yesterday was 78 with an overnight low of 56. Sunset today at 9:07. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:24. We received 500ths precipitation in the past 24 hours as of 7 o'clock this morning. Our total for the month, 2 inches and 11 hundredths. It is going to warm up, as you've heard in the forecast, and it's going to be in the 90s and upper 90s very soon, maybe near 100 next week. So we could use some more rain in the ground, no doubt about it. 61 and sunny here at Broken Bow, and we just heard this morning that we've lost Tony Bennett at the age of 96. He has been a wonderful performer since the 1950s and made a surge recently, suffering also from dementia, I believe, towards the end, and was still able to remember all the words to the songs and sing with the new artists of the day. And so we lost a real good one, so here's a little tribute for you.
With each word, your tenderness grows. Tearing
And so come on in.
All right, sounds good. And right off the top, folks, we should mention really quick here at the beginning of the video and our report that you can come out for free today, watch, take it in, bring lunch with you, come and check this all out, especially here at about 8:30. The opening ceremony is going to be really cool. Trevor, good morning.
Hey, good morning. We're here this morning at, like you said, at the Custer County Fairgrounds. Today we have the largest rodeo to date for our Nebraska Line Workers Rodeo. We have 66 competitors stretching all the way from the western part of the state, from Roosevelt, which is our farthest west one, and Midwest, which is, they're both way out west, all the way to our eastern border with Norris. And so we have the entire state covered. The community here at Broken Bow is just outstanding. They're so supportive and welcoming to all of our competitors. Everybody talks about how they want to continue to come back to this great venue. And Custer Public Power, they do so much for this rodeo and helping us out, getting things ready. Jamie is their lead guy. I don't know if he's if supervisor, operations team lead, what they call him, but you know, he's been working his tail off out here, getting all this stuff put together. And this year is the first year since we started our rodeo that we actually have a father-son competing in the same rodeo. And we have Chad Slachik that's with us today. And he will be competing in the journeyman division, and his son will be competing in the apprentice division. And so it's really cool that we have a two-generation competitors today.
Very much so. So I guess the first question I would have for you, Chad, is lots of smack talk, not much smack talk, or just kind of both trying to go out there and accomplish the same thing and just kind of show your skills off in a good, safe way. You know, it's all about doing it with speed, but also accuracy, right?
Right. Speed, and just after you get up to your event is where it all happens. If you're really good up there, you don't have to be quite as quick on the pole. Everything's just got to flow when you get there to do your work. So, okay. Yep, I've been with NPP for about 27 years. My son's out in Scottsbluff. I'm in Norfolk, Nebraska. So it's a great utility to work for, and really appreciative of all the things we get to do, the rodeos we get to go to, and it's a good time to meet other guys, see how they do things. And
it's got to feel kind of cool to be able to be in the same area, both doing your jobs, when both of you are normally kind of separated by a lot of land.
Oh, yeah.
In your everyday work environment.
Yeah, he's about 6 hours from us, or my son is, in Scottsbluff. So, yeah, it is pretty cool to be both of us be here on the same day. And
what's it like to be able to come out to a venue like this and not show off, but, you know, do what you do every day and show others what you do every day? What's that feel like?
It's just exciting, you know. It's the thrill of doing what you really like to do at work. I mean, we don't always climb poles every day.
Right.
Use bucket trucks and that most of the time, and it's just the fun part of what we do, climbing poles.
Yep.
Well, and I think one of the things is, you know, you could use a bucket truck or climb a pole on any given day, but more often than not, when electricity's out and the calls are coming in, the weather is not like it's expected to be today, is it?
Right, exactly. This is beautiful.
All right.
Really beautiful.
Well, you'll take it then.
Oh, yeah.
Well, good luck.
Absolutely.
And wish you and your son the best.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Chad's got to take off. He's got, a little pregame stuff to do, so I appreciate you coming out.
All right. Nice meeting you guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Chad.
Thanks, Chad.
All right, Trevor.
And so, as our rodeo continues to grow, this year we have 4 new utilities that have joined the rodeo. We have Butler Public Power District, we have Perennial Public Power District, Norris Public Power District, and then the city of Broken Bow right here sending a few apprentices. And so to see our sport continue to grow, or I call it a sport because it is a sports competition, and just the camaraderie. Yesterday we had an expo, and there was probably 150 people, and the laughs and the joy that was in that room, you can't make that up. It's just a great feeling, and everybody's here to support each other. Yeah. As soon as they get on them poles, of course they're competing, but as soon as they're on the ground, they're buddies. They're talking about hunting or fishing or what they did in college. Most of these kids, or I shouldn't call them kids because there's individuals my age climbing too, but They all went to school. They all have some sort of connection, because most of these people that are line workers, they come from rural communities. There's not a lot of them that come from the metro area. If you go and interview, I would say 90% of them come from Broken Bow or small little towns like Inman or Bancroft or Hardington, wherever it is.
Dunning.
Yeah. These small communities that basically have a farming background. They've learned how to be mechanical skills and that kind of stuff, and so that's what makes them such great linemen, because they already have that knowledge of tools and that work ethic that it takes to be a line worker.
Well, we were talking a little bit off of the air about kind of some of the differences between last year and this year. One of the very obvious differences is the dryness of the ground.
Yes.
So you've got that, which added another challenge last year, keeping equipment clean, putting down tarps, things of that nature. But we were also talking off the air before we started, big difference in numbers as far as participants go, as far as a whole number. What were some of those numbers you were tossing to me?
Last year we had 51 competitors, and this year we have 66. So it is increased by 15. We actually had up to 71, but one individual, his wife had a baby, and so he was unable to come for that. And then we had a journeyman team. One of the guys got hurt playing softball, and so he was unable to come. So then I took that team out. But yeah, at one time we had 71 competitors signed up. So by far the rodeo continues to grow, and I think it has a lot to do with our environment, the support we get from the local community here, Broken Bow, Custer Public Power District, the emphasis that they put on these days. There's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff that happens that nobody really sees. Custer, running down a lot of the things that we need, such as the meal for the awards banquet tonight, the meal for last night. There's just a lot of logistical things that people don't think about when they come to rodeo. They show up and they climb poles, but there's basically a whole year's worth of work that we meet once a month or maybe even twice a month to get all this stuff lined up and lined out. As the rodeo continues to grow, we have to continue to figure out how we're going to get it all fit into this little arena to have a good environment. So in the past, we let spectators down in the arena. This year, we're like, no more spectators down there. We're all going to have to be in the stands.
We're talking, sorry, Rick, go ahead.
But there's plenty of room in the stands, and that's one of the things, that the guys really like is having people in the stands and having them cheer them on. The event that's right in front here is the Herd Man Rescue. It's huge. That's kind of where the fun's at, where it's a speed thing. But we talk about speed. Chad talked about speed and getting up the pole, but it's also about doing it safely. And so that's another important aspect. Safety is a big part of it.
That's right. And if I'm remembering right, there's penalties that are issued if things aren't done a certain way, correct? Because you're ultimately going for the quickest time that you can, and that's how you kind of figure out who the winners are. But besides that, each of the steps has to be taken correctly, because ultimately, when you're out doing this in the field, it's got to be done right, and there's no wrong that can be had.
Yeah, that's true. You get scored starting with 100 points, and that'd be a perfect score, and then you can get deductions if you drop something from the pole, if you slip on the pole, and so you got to get 100 first, and then the times separate them. And so you can have something that's really fast, but if they're not safe on the pole, they won't win the event. So you got to, have the good agility to be fast, but yet also do the job safely and accurately as well.
So actually, the time only comes down to if you end up with the same score, then that's the tiebreaker.
Yep.
So,
all right. Well, folks, if you are listening on the radio and you want to watch this video, we're going to talk maybe a little bit next about kind of the setup in the arena. So if you want to watch this video, either live or replay, make sure you go and check it out on the Sandhills Express Facebook page. And if you don't like the video angle or the video scrolling, Christy's email is christy@sandhillsexpress.com. Direct all video complaints her direction. Let's talk a little bit about the layout this year. You kind of talked about how busy it's going to be out in the arena this year. Kind of hit on the specifics of the reason for that and kind of some of the different things that people can watch if they come out today.
Right. Okay. So one thing we had to do this year is with the 44 apprentices we had, if you look farther to the north, we have one station that has 6 different poles that they can climb because it's a little longer event, and to get it all done in a time that we can continue with the progress of getting everything done, hopefully at the same time, we had to put an extra whole row of poles in over there. And so that actually then shrunk the arena this way, a whole nother event. And so that's when we said, we can't have any spectators down there. It'll clog it up, bottleneck it up. And so we have that event. And then like Rick talked about earlier, we got the Hurt Man Rescue right here in front of us. And then we do have a speed climb that's coming up down over here to the west, which is another fun event. And then we have the Journeyman right in the middle. And so, it's just, it's been a great event. Excuse me. When we built the grounds on Wednesday, and we had different utilities from Southern came, the city of Grand Island. Custer had 2 crews here, and then the city of Grand Island also, and
Northeast,
and Loop Public Power District all came on Wednesday. We built the grounds. We were finished up by about 2 o'clock. But even just building the grounds, we had to be really strategic because we had to start on the north and on the west, because if we got all the poles in, we can't get trucks in and out of there. So we had to be strategic just on how we set it up. So that way we built there and then finished up coming with the Hurt Man Rescue poles, just so we could get them all done. And then this year we actually have 4 poles down in the middle that are we call them stub poles, where our mutual aid event will take place, and we draw names out, and somebody from Norris maybe picked our place with somebody from OPPD, or somebody from Custer maybe picked with the NPPD person, and we have them do a small task of putting together a cross arm, and then that's just to continue to showcase how important Nebraska is and how we lean on each other during storms, or, like, hey, we have this problem with the transformer, how's that working, or whatever it may be. This just solidifies how important that is and how great our communities are when it really comes down to helping each other out.
Well, if we know anything about Nebraska, storms and storm damage can be pretty widespread, so that mutual aid thing is pretty important, because you're never going to have, well, maybe sometimes, but not all the time, are you going to have the convenience of having the personnel to cover everything with one crew and not have it along one of those lines where it concerns 2 different crews.
Yeah, so a real recent example of that is OPPD. By the way, we need to cut Trevor loose. Do you have anything else?
Nope, I got it.
He's got to go get the color guard ready to go, so we're going to cut him loose.
All right, thank you, Trevor.
Thank you
Great
so
talk
much.
to you.
Thanks so much for being here.
You bet.
Thanks, Rick.
Thanks, buddy. So OPPD just had some really extensive damage here less than a week ago, and crews came in from MPPD, Loop, LES, Lincoln Electric System, and Norris down by Beatrice. But to give a kind of a local spin, so back in 1993 when we had the major storm, ice storm, April 11th, 1993, we lost 5,000 poles. We had close to 500 linemen here.
Wow.
And so that just puts an emphasis on what Trevor was talking about, mutual aid. When we come together, we want to know that everybody's doing it safely, doing it the same way, and this is just another aspect of us showcasing that and having the guys work together. You might end up somewhere or end up going someplace. Hey, I saw you at the rodeo, and that's what we're trying to build and trying to wrap our arms around. So that's kind of cool.
Well, in events like this and in other aspects, and it brings camaraderie together, like you said. Right. And you'd be amazed at how much of a relationship you can build with someone that maybe you've never met before over just a weekend, centered around hard work and kind of honing your skill.
Right, doing the same thing. A guy in York does the same thing as a guy in Scotts Bluff. But if they don't know that, come together and have that conversation, then my point is it's a good relationship to build, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's kind of fun.
So we should hit on one more time about kind of the layout for the day. Competition is going to start right here after the opening ceremony at 8:30, and then it's pedal to the metal after that, and folks can come out and watch.
100%. So there'll be people, there'll be guys running up and down the poles starting about 9 o'clock, and it'll be full bore until about 2. So lots of things going on. One other thing I wanted to point out, so Trevor talked about 44 apprentices. I think that's great because those guys will come back next year and want to compete again. Then they'll come back and want to be in a journeyman team. So I see this continuing to grow. The stands is going to fill up. If we had some local people here, I certainly appreciate you coming out and seeing everything that's going on. It's kind of fun.
Every single year is an opportunity to learn more, and in this case, put more poles out in the arena. And
as this thing grows, it's going to get really big. They talk about Kansas City and having a big lineman rodeo down there. I think we're going to compete with that.
Awesome.
I think we're going to have that number of people here. So
that's great. Yep. Awesome. One more question, Rick. You got the rodeo equipment over there. Did you personally check to make sure there's no bulls in the pens on the front there? Because that would be a new added element.
It would be a new added element. I like that idea. Okay, maybe we should put one in there.
There you go. If that happens, I don't know if any of these linemen will see that out. Well, they probably would.
Well,
if there's if they. We kind of talked about the pole service that you're doing, the pole checking and stuff recently, and how those poles can run through anywhere. Maybe they encounter a bull every now and then.
Well, maybe they do. I know our guys do.
Yeah, definitely.
They definitely know how to run.
Yeah. Well, if you integrate that into competition next year, just a little 10-point font credit on the bottom of the program for
There
me.
you go.
Okay.
Yeah. You bet.
Anything we didn't talk about, Rick, that you want to hit on?
So, when people come out to the and watch us, they'll see a bunch of volunteers. So everybody with a red shirt or yellow shirt in that arena, they're all volunteering their time. And there's about 40 people down there that actually come together and help this run smoothly, from running tickets to making sure everybody has water, to the whole 9 yards. And so it takes a lot of people for this to happen, and I'm just thankful for all the volunteers that we have down there.
Awesome. And it's free to take in.
It's free. It's free to come out, and for the first time, I think, since the Lineman Rodeo started down at the State Fair, we're pretty much self-sufficient, and it's free to attend. It's free to come in. I know I just saw a guy came in from David City, came here to watch his son compete. This is huge. It's kind of fun.
And the concession stand run by the 4-H underneath our feet here at the grandstand.
They're here. They start at 8 o'clock. I'm pretty sure they might have a cinnamon roll down there yet. If you can't tell, these linemen are kind of thin and lean, and so they eat a lot.
Sure. Sure. They burn off a lot of calories.
Oh, my goodness, yes. Yeah.
Well, folks, it's free. Here in the grandstands is the place to watch, and as the sun continues to rise, there's only going to be more shade here for you to be nice and comfortable. Get some lunch and watch these folks compete. It just really makes you feel good. I think just watching how seriously they take their craft. When you're sitting in your home in the middle of a blizzard, and there's no lights on.
Yep.
This is what's going out on those poles.
100%.
In 70, 80 mile an hour wind with ice hitting them in the face.
And these are the guys that are helping you out.
Exactly.
Getting the power back on. Yep.
Awesome.
All day long.
Come and give them some claps, folks. Give them some encouragement, and check it out here at the Custer County Fairgrounds in Broken Bow. Thanks, Rick.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
With that, we'll send it back to Dave in the studio.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. Great remote, inspirational. Get out there, folks. You don't have to stay the whole day. I'd like to run out sometime today and just maybe, like you say, grab some lunch there from the 4-H'ers, maybe some breakfast. Just enjoy watching people love what they're doing. It's a good feeling.
sunshine go away today. I don't feel much like dancing.
Jonathan Edwards and Sunshine Go Away Today. 1970s music for you here on this Friday. Circle V Stitch and Post in Broken Bow, Nebraska, located on the north edge of town at 43920 Paulson Road. It's been around a long time, and Velma's been doing a great job for a long time of making your things look better. Personal touch, if you will, and embroidery really pops out. It really looks classy, and she can do that for you, whether you want to just have your name on your shirt, your business on your shirt, a team name on your garment. She's up for it. Quality custom embroidery. Call Velma at 872-6173. Wedding season is in full bloom, and Velma offers many ways to give a personalized gift, such as afghans, towels, blankets, throws, maybe with the initials on them or names, matching wedding party gear, hats, shirts, and jackets, popular bride-to-be gear as well, made especially for the bride to wear. And they also carry Western decor at Velma's. They have glassware, big or small cowhide rugs, placemats, candles, lampshades, glassware, pitchers with glasses, and more. And you can just stop in and take a look, or give Velma a call at 872-6173. You don't need to go out of town. You don't need to order online. You just need to call Velma. That number again, 872-6173. There is a website we've been talking about now for several months, and hopefully we're getting you kind of geared up that if you find somebody, if you know somebody that is struggling with mental health, if you're struggling with mental health, that's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to hide. You just need to go get it, taken care of as best that the professionals can. It's not an easy thing, but it can be done to get everybody back on track. And bad things can happen when people don't address mental health. We all know that. So here's a website for you to take a look at. It's just a simple text site with some tips and, most importantly, a list of professionals that can help that are located right in this area. It is in Spanish and English, and the website is mhpcc.org, mhpcc.org. And untreated mental illness, as we know, contributes to higher medical expenses, poor performance at school or work, fewer employment opportunities, and increased risk of suicide. The website is mhpcc.org. Here's B.W. Stevenson with My Maria on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on a Friday.
Don't you know I have come a long, long way?
Friday. Today is a special day for those linemen out there. We just heard all about it. And again, if you're just tuning in, the Nebraska Linemen's Rodeo is taking place at the Custer County Fairgrounds. The opening ceremony is underway as we speak. They'll start the competition at 9 o'clock. There's concessions there underneath the grandstands, 4-H'ers there for you. That also helps them raise some money. And there's about 40 volunteers out there working to make sure everybody has what they need and all of the equipment. And it's just amazing how they coordinate this. And they've been working on this for a whole year to bring it to the Custer County Fairgrounds. It was at the State Fair. And thanks to efforts by Rick Nelson and Custer Public Power and others, it's here in Nebraska, right center Nebraska, right where it should be, right here in Custer County. So we're proud of that and excited to welcome everybody here, and we hope you'll go out and watch that if you can. Yesterday, Nate Bell was in from Universal Insurance. We talked about all the stormy weather out there in the country and how we've had some, but knock on wood, not so much as other places. But we know that that can change quickly, and we also know that the cost of materials for repairs and replacement continues to rise. The cost of vehicles continues to rise, and maybe more importantly, the cost to repair a vehicle is really rising rapidly due to the computerized things that have chips and so forth in them. Some cases they have trouble still getting those, and materials sometimes hard to get for repair. And the labor costs on repairing cars. I was talking with a gentleman the other day who's in the mechanic business, and he says, you know, Dave, I've looked at my books over the years, and I'm sad to say that the labor cost on repairing vehicles has exceeded the parts, mostly because it takes so long to get to some of the parts. He was talking about having to crack an engine and transmission apart to get in to make a repair on some sort of sensor, which was, you know, like a $20 part. But, you know, if you have to pull the engine and crack it apart, it's going to cost a lot of money. So that's just the way it is now, and that makes insurance coverage even more and more important. And Nate Bell and Jack Lindstrom, they understand that, and they'd love to sit down and talk with you about your coverage. Don't spend too much, but be sure and have enough coverage. 872-6438, or stop by their office right off Highway 2 in downtown Broken Bow, right across from Prairie Coffee Shop, and right next to the Chinese restaurant there for you, and the Arrow Mall. So they're on the corner, and stop in and see them. Their phone number is 872-6438, 872-6438. Here's a group called America and a song called A Horse with No Name.
I was looking at all the lights.
Send that out to all you folks who grew up in the 70s, and also a special send out to Jeannie Schumacher. I know she loves America, and we love you, Jeannie. Nebraska Land Hearing in Broken Bow would love to help you make sure that you're hearing everything in your life that you want to hear. And Roxanne is a board-certified hearing instrument specialist with over 30 years' experience. She lives right here in Broken Bow, Nebraska, right in Custer County, and proud to be part of this community. And she offers dependable service right here in town. Free hearing evaluation, free office calls, free extended warranties on new hearing aids, extended discounts for buying local, and receive trade-in values on old hearing aids, by the way. If you have them already and you need some new ones, you can get a trade-in. She also offers local discounts and also rewards you with chamber bucks with purchase if you get new hearing aids. She accepts now the CARE credit cards. Now, this enables you to finance hearing aids for over a period of time with lower payments. So ask Roxanne about the CARE credit cards. Now, there's plenty of places to get hearing aids anymore because of a change in some regulations. They're selling them all over the place on the internet and over the counter. But do they fit? And what will you do when they don't work? And what will you do if you're disappointed in how they work? You can talk to Roxanne about that at 308-384-3852. You can also make an appointment at that number or stop by. She's located in the building on the east side of the square that she shares with the Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce. And check it out. It's something that we probably don't think about as often as we should. We have our health check every year. We get our eyes checked and so forth. Now we need to do the same thing with our ears, no doubt about it.
Fair time is going to be here in no time at all. We're so excited at Bow Bootery. For our amazing 4-H and FFA exhibitors, we have marked $20 off children's-sized boots, $30 off adult-sized boots. This sale is for in-stock boots only, and once again for our FFA and 4-H exhibitors. Best of luck at the Custer County Fair, everyone. Have a blast making some memories. Come see us soon at Bow Bootery, your home-owned shoe store on the square in Broken Bow.
July is National Independent Retailers Month, and Bruning Bank is so proud to have the opportunity to work with so many small businesses across the state. Take advantage of all the business banking options that Bruning Bank has to offer online, such as remote capture, ACH Manager, business bill pay, QuickBook compatibility, and more. Stop by or call to learn more about business banking with Bruning Bank. Member FDIC.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The morning Sandhills Drive never sounded so good.
In the mornings, we don't have to fight over the radio because it's one station.
You're listening to The Breakfast Show.
And thanks for doing so. Hey, happy birthday to Joe Shea. He's celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Joe. And I just would like to play a little ditty for you, Joe, for your birthday with an old story in mind.
the web at myteampt.com, 872-5111.
There's a lot of uncertainty in ag and business today. One thing you can always count on, though, is Nebraska State Bank, looking for ways to help local ag producers and businesses be successful. Right now, NSB is running an ag and commercial equipment loan special that features a 6.49% fixed interest rate for qualified customers. You heard that right, a 6.49% fixed interest rate. Call one of their local experienced ag loan officers at 872-2466 to find out more about this limited time loan special. Nebraska State Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
10 before the hour of 9 o'clock. Don't forget, we'll have baseball for you later on this morning. Brent Apperson and Larry Cotner and Billy Bales will be in McCook, Nebraska to bring you coverage of the Broken Bow Minden matchup, first round in Class B. And that is going to be a tournament that will decide who goes on to the state tournament later on in this summer. So very important. It's going to be a lot of fun to listen to, and the guys will be doing that pregame just before 11 o'clock right here on KBBN 95.3 FM and also online at KBBN.com. So let your relatives know if they are not within reach of our signal, they can listen to it on their devices at KBBN.com. And they can download the free app. That's what we use on our phones. I love it because during the fall, you can listen to two games at once because we usually have two football games going on, for instance. We have Broken Bow on KCNI and an area game on KBBN, and I can have the radio up in the kitchen and have my app on KCNI listening to Broken Bow play. It's a lot of fun. It's easy to do. Check it out if you have the time. Put that on your phone or your device. It's the easiest way to do it. Otherwise, just go to KBBN.com, pull it up on your computer, or the good old-fashioned radio. Still works really, really good, and you don't have any hard drive to worry about. Sylvester's in Broken Bow invite you to come out tonight and take part in Thunder Karaoke. It's back. Grab your friends, grab them, put them on stage with you. If you're a little shy, go up by yourself. If you're a singer and love to sing out, they would love to have you. Just pretend you're in your car singing by yourself and come out and have a good time at Sylvester's with karaoke tonight. Starts at 9 o'clock, and this is the Thunder Karaoke, which is very well received in the area, and they'll be there tonight starting at 9 at that quiet little place that rocks on East Highway 2 in Broken Bow, Nebraska. All right, Rodney Crowell's cover of Tobacco Road on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Quick time out. We'll be back.
Gary's Superfoods is excited to pass along great savings to you. Chairman's Reserve Premium Boneless Pork Loin Chops are at a great price of 10 for $10. 85% lean ground beef in a 10-pound tube is $3.59 a pound. Delicious sweet dark red cherries are $1.99 a pound. Or save on 1-pound packages of sweet strawberries, 2 for $5. Start your morning with General Mills cereals, only 2 for $6. Gary's Superfoods, South B Street in Broken Bow.
Don't let falling behind on your spraying affect your yield. Now is the time to book fungicide and insecticide applications on corn and soybeans with Aero Aviation. Not only can you fight disease, but you can improve plant health at the same time, increasing yields. Easily control insects like grasshoppers, rootworms, beetles, and western bean cutworms with the help of Aero Aviation. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim with Aero Aviation at 308-872-5113 to talk about your options.
You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show with Dave and Brent.
Good morning to you.
Boy, what a weekend. What a next few days. Today we have the Lineman's Rodeo, Nebraska Lineman's Rodeo at the Custer County Fairgrounds. Tomorrow, tomorrow and part of Sunday, Mason City's homecoming is taking place, and we were down earlier this week to find out the details about that. Parades, fun, food, dancing, music, they've got it all in Mason City this weekend. And there's also a block party in Sargent this weekend that's taking place. Sounds like a lot of fun. And don't forget about the dog show tomorrow. That's a new date and time for the 4-H FFA dog show. It starts at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning under the covered arena out at the Custer County Fairgrounds, and we'll be broadcasting that, or actually video streaming that for you. It won't be on the radio, but it will be on video stream live for you from 11 a.m. until 1:30 tomorrow, so we'll catch a portion of the 4-H and FFA dog show, which is being held tomorrow. And you can sit in the shade and watch the trainers and dogs do their very best to, get a ribbon, most importantly, to compete. And I don't know, those dogs are amazing. Some of them will sit after they're told to stay for 10 minutes. It's fun to see. And if you can get out, they'd love to have you there to enjoy the morning and afternoon with them at the dog show tomorrow out at the Custer County Fairgrounds.
Listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Special Report.
I know I'd go from rags to riches.
Tony Bennett has died at the age of 96. He credited his big Italian family with encouraging him to sing.
They created a passion in me. I said, this is who I am.
In an interview with CBS News, Bennett also thanked an Italian-American crooner, Frank Sinatra.
Are you ready, young man? He gave me the best singing lesson I ever had in my life. So he taught me that the audience are friends. They're not enemies.
Later in life, he made new, younger friends when he teamed up with Lady Gaga.
That's why a lady is a trap. I had a lot to learn. When I was young, I thought I knew everything. And at my age now, I realize I've got so much more to learn.
Tony Bennett died at the age of 96 in New York. CBS News Special Report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Monsi Bolaños.
Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes received a 99 rating in Madden NFL 24 for the third time in his career, tying Aaron Rodgers, EA Sports announced on Friday. According to the NFL Network, the Titans and Pro Bowl safety Kevin Byard have agreed to terms on a restructured contract for the 2023 season. His base salary is now $11 million, and there are incentives available to get back to the $14 million he was originally owed. While the Jaguars have signed veteran defensive player DeJuan Smoot, who suffered a torn Achilles in late December and was set to visit with the Ravens, to a one-year deal. Last night in Major League Baseball, the Orioles edged the Rays 4-3, and now Baltimore has taken sole possession of the AL East. And day 2 at the 151st Open continues. American Brian Harman is done for the day, and he is alone at the top of the leaderboard at 10 under par.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, look for sunny to partly cloudy conditions with high temperatures working up into the lower 80s. Then for tonight, partly cloudy will drop back to a low of 60. For Saturday, sunshine, slight chance for a late day storm, highs in the upper 80s. Sunday, trending hotter, working up to a high of 94 degrees, and that warming trend continues into Monday, upper 90s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. The IRS just rolled out a new program to help struggling taxpayers more easily resolve their tax problems. It's called the Taxpayer Relief Initiative, and it opens up powerful new options for people looking to get back on the right track with the IRS. And no one knows this program like the professionals at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution company. They've resolved over $1 billion in tax debt for their clients and have the expertise and experience to help you. One easy call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries of wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Make today the beginning of your fresh start with the IRS. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief now for your free confidential consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
9:03, 67 degrees under a sunny sky here at Broken Bow, Nebraska. Dave Burney with you here on The Breakfast Show, solo because Brent Apperson is either on his way or probably arriving at McCook, Nebraska to cover the Class B regional tournament that is going to be held. First round today, Broken Bow takes on Minden at 11 o'clock. We'll have that game for you right here on KBBN 95.3 FM, online at KBBN.com as well. Playing a lot of music today. It's been a lot of fun, kind of making some memories come back. We were celebrating some birthdays. Speaking of birthdays today, we were talking about Cat Stevens' birthday, Joe Shea's birthday. If you're having a birthday today, happy birthday to you. Tomorrow, the Baseball Hall of Fame will have their induction for 2023. The National Baseball Hall of Fame inducts its class tomorrow, and make that Sunday. I'll make that correction. It's on Sunday, and that's the tradition there. They're going to be inducting first baseman Fred McGriff and 8-time Golden Glover Scott Rowland. Just 2 this time around, but that will be on Sunday, and that is kind of sensational. It's always fun to hear the stories. Kind of a coincidence here, but we lost Tony Bennett today. He performed with Amy Winehouse, who passed away in 2011 on this very day as well. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
1, 2, 3, good love. Good love.
Good lovin' the Young Rascals on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on this beautiful Friday morning. A little sticky out there, 67 degrees. I know how to cool off. I really do. Subway. Go in, cool off, and have yourself a wonderful Subway sandwich here in Broken Bow. And I have Teresa on the line who manages the shop here. How are you, young lady?
I am doing wonderful today on this. It is nice and cool right now. I bet it's going to get really warm later, huh?
Well, I think we're going to be all right today. It's going to warm up into the 80s, but next week, yeah, I think it's going to, there's one day they're talking about maybe near 100 next week.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh.
So I know, Teresa, you have cold drinks and delicious fresh sandwiches that really hit the spot when it's hot out. Let's face it, we don't really always like to eat something really hot when it's hot out.
Oh, yeah. What's your favorite sandwich when it's hot out?
Well, I'm a very boring person, Teresa. I've been eating the turkey sub since Subway was here in town.
Well, that's funny because, that's my favorite sandwich, too, when it's hot. It's just all the way around my favorite sandwich, so.
Me too. Same thing every time.
I like all the others, but turkey is my favorite, too.
Well, now with all the great sandwiches that are coming out and all these celebrities promoting these great sandwiches, I think everybody wants to try all the different ones because they all have their own name and all ingredients inside. And I know you're moving a lot of those sandwiches.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. The traffic on the new series sandwich is just amazing to see how much our customers have enjoyed seeing something new coming into Subway, with bringing in the Subway series, that they can come in and just pick a number and, get it made, and they don't have to be asked 30 questions before they finally get their sandwich.
Well, and that is nice to be able to, speed things up a little bit. And I know one of the other things that really helps speeding things up, because we're all on the go anymore. I don't know if that's a healthy thing or not, but we're all trying to get somewhere quick, is to use that app that you have talked about, because it really works better for everybody, or at least in most everybody.
Oh, yeah. I mean, especially summertime with traveling and stuff, and with our store being right there on the highway, we see a lot of people that are just traveling through that will use the app and grab it and go so they can get back on the road.
Exactly,
So, yeah, it is fast, easy, convenient, and you don't have to wait in line, and lose that time on the road or time getting to where you need to go next.
Exactly. And I don't know, something about Subway sandwiches, because they're so fresh and they're not fried, it's just a great pick-me-up. And then sometimes when we eat, it doesn't pick us up. We want to go take a nap. We just can't do that this time of year because we're all on the go.
Yeah. I love how healthy our sandwiches are. It is nice to know that we're not eating all the grease and the fried stuff. It is a lot fresher and better for us. Yeah.
Well, it's just a great change. And let's face it, Teresa, most of us somewhere down the road get a hankering for a French fry, right?
Oh, yeah.
But mixing it up and varying that diet with things like Subway is the healthy thing to do.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It is a lot healthier. I know that for myself, I feel better not eating all the fried foods.
Yeah.
I'm sure my doctor appreciates that.
Yeah, I'm sure he does too. Now, I think something else you'd appreciate maybe is you slowing down a little bit, because it seems to me like maybe you're on the go an awful lot yourself.
Oh, gosh, yes. Between going to Holdridge and Broken Bow and, with the new slicers coming in, it's just making sure that everything's going smoothly and everybody's properly using it. And, I enjoying that turkey sandwich so much more because it's not in a package. We sit there and it's sliced. Oh, man, the taste is so good. I can't brag enough about, I'm happy we're slicing our own meats again, our deli meats.
Mm-hmm. Well, to have a good product and then make it better is not always an easy thing to do. And this does take another step. And you guys have your hands going full speed anyway, putting all those sandwiches together. But I even noticed on the TV commercial, they show the slicer slicing some fresh meat. So it's going over, along with those new sandwiches, you guys got it going on.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We definitely got it going on. I have never been so, in the 9 years I've been with Subway, I mean, this is probably the most exciting thing that we've done in the 9 years that I've been with Subway, and I'm just loving it.
Oh,
I am absolutely loving it. Our customers are loving it, So, yeah, it's definitely been a good thing, especially having all the sports stars, and I honestly don't know who many of them are, but
well, I know their faces, but I'm one of those people that can't remember my cousin's name half the time. So
no, yeah.
But
it is exciting. I think last week I talked about how we had a sandwich come in from online, and it was a sports star's favorite sandwich, and they called it Danger Witch.
Danger Witch, wow.
Danger Witch. And I'm like, what is that? Everyone's like, what's this? It's an exclusive you could only order online. So, there again, downloading the app, you can get a lot better deals by ordering online because they have really good deals on there. So,
and things that you won't find. That's the only place you'll find some of those deals.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. I know with all the sandwiches you're moving and all the hours that you folks are open now, I would imagine it'd be all right if somebody needed a job to come and see you, right?
Oh, definitely. And then, now that you talked about hours, starting Monday, we're going to be opening at 7 a.m. Monday through Friday and 8 on Saturday, Sunday.
Wow. And then you stay open until 11, right?
Yes. We just want to be able to serve the community as much as possible, So, yeah, we're opening up our hours a little bit more.
Kind of like the good old days, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm enjoying the fact that, we're getting a lot of good staff, and, we're always still looking for more staff. So, anybody can stop on and pick up an application, or they can apply online.
Okay. All right.
So.
All right. I know you're busy, but thanks for taking time to talk to us today. So, folks, if you're looking for some work and get on a good team, Subway's a good place to go. So stop in and pick up an application. But if you're wanting to pick up all those different kind of sandwiches, use the app or stop in. And for Teresa and I, every once in a while, order a turkey, right?
Oh gosh, yes, yes. You gotta try a turkey every now and then. Keep it low key.
Yes, you got that right. Take care, young lady. Appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Teresa with Subway here in Broken Bow, Nebraska.
Bring parts and dinner. They drive the combine and the kids to school. They feed livestock. They fix skinned knees, broken fences. They do the books and lead the 4-H group. They simply make everything better. John Deere celebrates the strength and resilience of the women that make farms run. They make all the difference.
It is 9:19. You're listening to The Breakfast Show on a Friday. We appreciate that. Jeremy is back in the studio as he did our remote broadcast earlier, live from the Custer County Fairgrounds with Rick Nelson and all the folks who are putting this Nebraska Lineman Rodeo event on. Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah, very cool. It should be great. They've got more competitors this year than they did last year. It's going to be a beautiful day outside, and the 4-H kids are running the concession stand underneath
the grandstands. So if you want to go and grab some food over kind of your lunch break and check it out, the competition will be going until early afternoon, they expect, and they've got a great setup out there again.
And it sounds like it's growing, and the configuration has changed a little bit.
There's a lot more poles out there than there were last year. So, a lot of different competitions. We ended up leaving before they started the speed climbing side of things, but that sounds really cool to see those guys fly up that pole. I did take a video again of the opening ceremonies. We stayed and watched that. And I've got that posted up on Facebook if folks want to go and watch that. It's very cool. They climb the pole and put the flags in the pole and then sing the national anthem, and it was really cool.
Real inspiration all the way across, because you guys were talking at the end of your conversation appropriately that when we're sitting in our home, and you said it, during a blizzard and lights go off, we start getting a little panicky because we all want our power when we don't have it. And those gentlemen and a lot of staff and ladies with them make sure our lights are on. And we are lucky that we have public power here in Nebraska. It's a unique but very, very effective way to deliver power. Mm-hmm. And compare it to other states such as Texas and some other places that have had trouble with their private providers. We're sitting pretty good here.
We're doing beautifully, and it's an opportunity for you to go out and cheer them on, see what they do when we're sitting at home wondering where the lights are. They're out doing that in a blizzard. There's a lot of moving pieces and equipment to be able to do it efficiently but safely as well, and this is an example of that.
You bet. So going out, folks, you can grab some food while you're there, as mentioned. Also want to kind of recap again here, hope I'm not forgetting anything, but there are several things happening this weekend. One of those would be the Mason City Homecoming, which you went and talked with the folks in Mason City about. Gets underway today and runs through the weekend, dancing and parades and food and fun for the kids. It's an annual event that some volunteers there keep going, which we're happy about that. So attend that if you can. And then also, of course, we understand there's a block party in Sargent this weekend, going to close off the streets and have a party. Mm-hmm. There's an event at the Calmus Lake where they have sandcastle competition.
Yes, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that'll be fun. And the dog show tomorrow starts at 8 o'clock bright and early, and they've moved it to a new time and date, same location. And it'll be during the daytime, so it won't run so far into the nighttime, mm-hmm. and they're hoping more people will take advantage of that.
Yeah, those dogs will be more rested up.
Hopefully.
A lot of those, dogs, they work hard during the day, and in the evening times, a lot of them just wanted to nap. So they'll be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. So go and check it out, and if you can't go in person, which I highly encourage you do, we'll be live from 11 until 1:30 on the St. Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages.
All right. I think that's most of the things we're aware of, except for the baseball tournament that we'll be hearing about here in just a little bit, as Brent and Larry and Billy Bales took off early this morning to go to McCook to cover the Broken Bow American Legion seniors team taking on a very tough Minden team in the first round. And Brent thinks it's a wide-open tournament. He was talking about it, if you heard earlier. Broken Bow has split games with almost everybody there except Minden because they haven't played them. I think Gothenburg they lost to twice, but was very, very close games. So it's a wide open tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch and or listen to.
It's a game of baseball. If you put everything together at the right, it's sports in general, really. Mm-hmm. At any given time, you can put everything together and get a win against anybody. That's why they play the game, right? That's the saying.
Well, proof in the pudding in the juniors tournament here, Holdridge was in the driver's seat, and they ended up winning the tournament and went to state. They played Minden and beat them by 20 runs, and then they played again the next day, and it was like a one-run ball game. So you have that happen in baseball. You have that happen at the pro level. What we're hoping happens for Broken Bow is that they play well, And if they play well and hit well, then the W will come. So,
yep.
And we'll find out today.
Sounds good.
All right. Pizza is always good. Ordered a pizza last night and some pasta.
Nice.
And just really hit the spot. Didn't feel like cooking, and it was kind of cool and a little wet out there. A good night to maybe not warm up the kitchen. And we had pizza from Pizza Hut. And you can do the same. They have the parking lot pizzas every Monday, 5:30 to 7:30 in the evening. A $9 medium pepperoni or hamburger, hot and ready to go. You just pull up, leave a little cash, and pay for them, and off you go. They also offer 2 medium, 2 topping pizzas plus breadsticks and a 2-liter drink for $25.99. And the large special is the 1 large with topping for $26.99. And that is a special that you could take advantage of and feed the whole family. They also have the Philly cheesesteak pizza, which Ladarius talks about a lot. He says it's really good, and it's here to stay. It's not an experiment anymore. It's been so well received that it's going to stay on the menu. And you can also get that pizza melt as well. Other options, pizza melt options, include chicken, bacon, Parmesan, meat lovers, buffalo chicken, or pepperoni, and more. The dining room is open. Stop in, sit down, and have a meal from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and Friday and Saturday until 11 p.m. And delivery is 7 days a week during lunch and evening hours. Drop in and talk to Ladarius if you'd like to become a part of the team there and work at Pizza Hut. They have wonderful benefits, flexible hours, competitive wages, and they're always looking for drivers and servers.
All right.
And I think you have one over there yet.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Nebraska Department of Transportation. You can be a part of their friendly and supporting work environment where they encourage creativity and innovation. They're looking for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley. They offer training, career development, advancement opportunities, ample paid time off, work-life balance, and a benefits package which includes matching retirement contribution. So go to statejobs.nebraska.gov and complete that online state application to apply. They are an equal opportunity, veterans preference employer.
All right, time for one more song, and then we'll come back and close the show here on this Friday. Good to have you folks along. If I can get this to play, here we go. Oh, yeah, here's Roy.